Hey guys, welcome to the Weekly Talkthrough. I'm Katie, joined by Evan, back to tell you about the most important news in gaming and esports this week. You may wonder if I happen to be at my grandma's house and if the tchotchkes and baubles behind me give it away. The answer is yes. That is because I am out in Seattle in preparation for PAX West that is coming up September 1st. Stay tuned for live coverage from the Daily Walkthrough on the floor of PAX in Seattle. Big things have been happening this week. Blizzard Entertainment has pretty much swept the news with everything it's been doing. Starting things off, they introduced a new map called Junkertown for Overwatch at Gamescom. They did a cute little video of Junkrat and Roadhog attempting to get back into their home that they've been kicked out of. It's going to be an escort map. Really exciting, Evan. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I love escort maps in Overwatch. They're super, super fun. I personally like them a little bit more than, Control Point. I think the work that they've put into this map is freaking amazing. I think Junkrat's one of the game's funniest characters, obviously super big personality. I think the map fits that perfectly. I'm really excited to see how the map plays out. I watched a little bit of Seagull, the Overwatch streamer, at Gamescom. He was previewing it a little bit. Also trying out the new Roadhog. It seemed very, very, very fun. I'm very excited for it to hit live.
Well, it's cool. I mean, there's a lot of lore coming into it, too. And speaking of lore, we finally got the much anticipated new animated short from Blizzard. And it's all about Mei and coming out of cryostasis and how kind of the very tragic beginnings to the current part of her story. And I mean, honestly, if you didn't get a little bit teary, I'd be worried about you. But it was, Evan, it was so emotional. I mean, to wake up and realize it's been almost a decade and everyone's dead.
I know. I think it's funny how many comments I've seen on the internet saying how terribly upset they are by the sacrifice of Snowball the Machine as opposed to the 5 dead scientists who got trapped in the cryo chambers. But I think it's awesome.
The fact that Snowball sacrificed itself.
I know. I was just like, a lone tear fell from my right eye. No, I think it's great though. We're getting to see more background for Mei. I think the quality of these shorts that Blizzard is pumping out, for Junkrat and Roadhog and the quality of these shorts that Blizzard has been pumping out, especially for Mei, has been amazing. I think that, having so much development go into all of these different characters for such a wide roster. I know. It's actually really nice to see from Blizzard, especially because they haven't really made a point of developing characters as much in other games other than, really World of Warcraft. Speaking of animated shorts, however, Hearthstone, another Blizzard game, has also received a promotional animated short, which basically is a quirky, funny little musical number promoting the warmth of the Stone Brew Tavern, which is where all of the Hearthstone action takes place, so to speak. I thought it was really funny. I know, Katie, you watched a little bit of it as well.
Yeah, it's upbeat, it's uplifting, it's definitely going to put a smile on your face. And what you were saying before about Blizzard's quality in this, you don't see things like this coming out of a lot of other studios, and it's honestly been incredibly impressive.
They're definitely
movie quality.
I know. I was just about to say they're really taking all of the money that they're making and doing Pixar-esque, really hit you in the feels, happy-go-lucky kind of cutesy animations, which is a nice change of pace from the darker, mysterious aspects of World of Warcraft and Diablo and games like that.
Well, Blizzard may have really taken the cake this week with all of the things it put out, but it was not the only one in the limelight. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds held its first competitive tournament at Gamescom, and Evermore ended up taking the top spot in the solo mode, so congratulations to him. Yep. The players first, second, and third were given trophies that were gold, silver, and bronze frying pans.
Love that.
Which is the best.
Yeah.
But this competition wasn't without a heavy amount of controversy, which we're not surprised. I mean, Evan, we saw controversy like this already before Gamescom with the loot crates and everything else. And this is kind of, people are now nitpicking and essentially bitching about a lot of other things that happened during this competitive game.
Yeah, very true. If you are subscribed to the PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds subreddit, you'll see a lot of people complaining. Yeah, lots of salty people, lots of complaints regarding the structure of the event, glitches that went on during the game, whether or not exploits were used. A lot of people complaining about certain commentators. It was an all around classic Reddit circle jerk around the shortcomings of the event. You know, honestly,
not that all of it was unwarranted, but it seems like the perhaps good things about it and the excitement may have been lost a little bit in people loving to complain.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, people definitely, you know, PUBG is one of the games that is so new and so rapidly growing that obviously there's going to be certain problems here or there when you're trying to put on such a showcase.
Access.
Exactly, you know.
It's so new that it's got plenty of time to work out these kinks.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I admire, you know, trying to move forward and make it as big as possible and make it the competitive esport that people want it to be. But, you know, take your time, Brendan. We want the game to be polished before the scene is, you know.
We agree. And I mean, at already 8 million copies sold, I think they're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But that's it for us. Pretty much PUBG and Blizzard stole the show this week. This is Katie and Evan with the Weekly Talkthrough. Stay tuned for next week where we'll be covering a lot of things that happened at PAX West. Have a great weekend, guys. We will see you soon.